My name is Tim Hagans, and I'm a trumpet player based in New York. I'm from Ohio originally, but I've been in the New York area for over 30 years, playing on the jazz scene there. Well, the first time I was here was in 1980, playing with the NDR Bigband, and I was living in Sweden at the time, and they wanted a trumpet soloist to come in and play some music that a Swedish composer had written. But it wasn't until 20 years later that Axel Dürr, the very innovative and inspiring producer for the NDR Bigband, asked me to write some music for the band and to come and conduct it and play with the band. The NDR Bigband is very special. It's one of the best big bands in the world. Sometimes they're called big bands, sometimes they're called jazz orchestras, because big band perhaps conjures up a dance band from the 40s to some people. And jazz orchestra, actually, the way composers are writing for big bands now, could describe it well, even better, because we're taking inspiration from the orchestral world as far as expanding the composition possibilities. So the musicians in the NDR Bigband are incredible at reading and learning very difficult music. Jazz is based on improvisation, and a lot of magic happens when people are improvising because they don't know what they're going to play next. And so the audience feels that excitement of actually witnessing something happening in the moment. And everyone in the NDR Bigband is a soloist. And so I can choose, for the mood of the music that I'm writing, which soloist would be best for that particular part. And so it's very inspiring to have this incredible palette of musical personalities, knowing that they can play great solos, but also they can play anything that I write. I've always thought of music as a conversation between not only the musicians, but the audience. So what makes this particular project so special is that I've mixed up the band so they're not sitting the way they usually do, and I've formed 3, 4 different mixed instrument groups, and each group I've given an opinion. One group is very flexible and intellectual, another group is more, wants security from believing in things but has the ability to change, and another group just believes what they believe and they don't want to have any change at all. I wrote music that would portray that, composed music that would portray those philosophical characteristics of each group. And then I gave them the main themes or melodies from what I wrote and asked them to use those when they're improvising, portraying a real-life conversation between groups of people or even individuals that have a thought and they hear something that another group says to them and they start thinking about it. So the melody that they started with becomes changed because it's influenced by this other group. Each performance will be different because, you know, every time 3 people have a conversation about perhaps the same subject, it's different. The next project will be about different tonalities, different melodies, different orchestrations, combinations of instruments that come from colors, because I have color associations called synesthesia. And so when I see the color orange, I hear music. I hear certain instruments playing it. I hear certain types of melodies. And when I see blue, I hear different types of melodies. So what I'd like to do is interpret my color associations and how that relates to a big band orchestration, but nothing has been finalized yet.